Well, welcome back again for another video. Previously, I did my look back at what I've enjoyed so far this year, and now today I'm going to go and look forward and talk about what I'm looking forward to for the rest of the year. So join me and let me know in the comments what your most anticipated films are coming up this year. I've got a few random ones here, and actually I've had to leave a few out, so I would love to hear if I've missed any that are on your radar. So at number 10, I have The Naked Gun. So this is a reboot / sequel to the film from 1988, starring Leslie Nielsen of the same name. Now I've seen that original and I really love it. I think the humor is really unique and great. It's this very dry delivery and contains a lot of like physical humor, which I'm a big fan of. And I just don't think they make movies with this kind of humor anymore. So I'm really excited for this. I think Liam Neeson is a great choice to follow on in Leslie Nielsen's path because I think he suits that role really well. I think he can do comedy really well. If you've seen Derry Girls, you'll know what I'm talking about. So that'll be great. At number 9 is Wicked for Good. So I actually was really brought around to like Wicked. I didn't originally think it was going to be something I was going to love, but honestly I thought it was a really well made movie, great production value, great acting, the music was awesome, the sets were great, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm really hoping I can see them back to back to see how they stack up next to each other, because I think that would be really fun. I haven't seen the stage show, but my understanding is that it takes place concurrently to The Wizard of Oz, so I love this style of storytelling where you can see the other side of the story of a story that I know really well already. So can't wait to see that. At number 8 is Predator Badlands. Now, if you saw my previous video, you would know that I already had a Predator movie on that list of movies that I've enjoyed this year so far. So we're actually getting spoiled and we're getting a second one. This time it's going to be a live action film and it's going to be a pseudo sequel indirectly to Prey, which was the 2022 direct-to-Hulu movie, which I also really liked. I think the plot seems to revolve around a T2 style of bad character who turns good in the form of a predator who teams up with a character played by Elle Fanning to defeat what I'm sure is other predators. To be honest, you don't go see these movies for the plot, but that sounds like an interesting premise, and the first trailer looked really, really good, so I'm excited for this. At number 7 is Together. So this is my first horror movie on this list and not my last one. It's been a great year for horror so far, and this seems to be no exception. There's been a lot of really positive word of mouth on this movie, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that eventuates with this. I'm actually seeing it next week, so I'm really, really, really keen for this. This stars Alison Brie and Dave Franco, and the premise seems to be a couple who move to the countryside, abandoning all that's familiar to them, family, jobs, connections, all that, except for each other, and suspicious hijinks ensue. I'm not really sure what that looks like. I'm trying to stay away from trailers. With horror movies, I generally try and go in as blind as I can for the best experience, but really positive word of mouth and 2 stars that I really like. I'm in. I'm really excited for this. And number 6 is Edington. So this is by Ari Aster. He's back. And if you've seen some of his previous work like Midsommar, Hereditary, and more recently Beau is Afraid, you'll know that Aster is, let's say, controversial to a lot of people. I think he makes films that a lot of people disagree with. And that's great. That's what film is for. It's an expression of art. Like, it should make people question things and disagree with things, and it should provide discourse. And so I love that. This film is about the pandemic, so you can see where the lines might be drawn here. And it's about how it affected a small town in New Mexico. As far as I can tell, this isn't based on a true story, but it's more of an amalgamation of that period of time from his perspective. I'm really excited to see how mad Aster can make people, and with an all-star cast with Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Deirdre O'Connell, Austin Butler, Emma Stone, at the very least we should see some great performances. At number 5 is Running Man. So I really recently rewatched the 1987 classic that stars Arnie, and that is just so good. Such a cheese fest. One-liners springing up everywhere. Great action. So much fun. So if that can be anything like that, I'm in. I think Glenn Powell is at risk of being overexposed, but I have to say personally, I unashamedly love him. I think he's great. I love seeing him come up. I know he's a graduate of the Tom Cruise Film School, so that's bonus points in my book as far as I'm concerned. And I think this will be really cool. I've only seen the single trailer for it at the moment, but the action looks great, and it's by Edgar Wright, who, if you know anything about, he makes bangers. He made Scott Pilgrim, he made Baby Driver. I think this will be another great film, so I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm saying that for a lot of these, but it is my top 10 most looking forward to, so what can I say? At number 4 is Sentimental Value. So a big change of pace from what we've seen so far. This movie had incredible buzz coming out of Cannes this year, and word of mouth seems to be that it is an awards front runner. So for me, that's really enough for me to go see it. It comes from a Danish director, Joachim Trier, which I'm hoping I'm saying right, and stars Stellan Skarsgård and Elle Fanning again. Again, this is the kind of movie where I wouldn't mind going in as blind as I can and let the story unfold for me. The plot details aren't that well known to me, but the word of mouth from this seems to be that it's a career best performance from Stellan Skarsgård. So from someone who has already had a pretty illustrious career, I'm really excited to see what he can do, and it's high on my watch list. Number 3 is Avatar: Fire and Ash. Now, an Avatar movie coming out is too iconic not to make this list. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the second one, The Way of Water, I think these movies are an event. Obviously, the previous two made $1 trillion, so much money, and have been huge successes. So I have no doubt that this is going to follow in that trend. And continuing the trend from the previous two movies, we've moved on to a third element, this time fire. At this point, the comparisons to the animated TV show of the same name are a little on the nose. I would love to know if Big Jim Cameron has seen Avatar: The Last Airbender and what his thoughts are, because it feels like he's taking a lot of similar plot points. But that's fine. I love The Last Airbender, so cool. Cool with me. I am in awe visually what James Cameron has managed to do with these movies so far. So whether I like the story or not, I still have a good time with these movies. And like I said, it's an event. You've got to go see it. So I will be there. So number 2, 2 more to go. And this is going to be one battle after another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. This is a director who's grown on me a lot in the last year or so. I think Magnolia is one of my favourite films of all time, and probably my favourite Tom Cruise performance of all time. And so I will always be there to give PTA a chance, even though some of his movies can be very strange sometimes and go over my head. I still enjoy his work a lot. This one stars Leo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, and Regina Hall, so that's a stacked cast in and of itself. And just having watched the trailers, it looks beautifully shot. You can really tell when a director knows how to make a movie look good. So this will be a visual feast, and I'm really looking forward to that. The plot itself seems quite vague from the trailer, from what I can tell. It appears to follow an ex-revolutionary in his quest to reunite/rescue his daughter from some unknown nemesis. But Leo looks like he's hamming it up in the trailers, so I'm super excited for it. And finally, maybe a bit unexpected, but the number 1 movie I'm most anticipated for this year is Weapons, directed by Zach Cregger, the director of Barbarian previously, which is one of my favourite modern horror movies of all time. That alone sells it to me, but the first trailer made this a must-see for me. It was super creepy and super well made, and I just finished it, and I thought, I don't want to see any more material about this movie. I just want to go in blind and watch it, because there definitely seems to be a twist coming in it, and I don't want to know anything about it. It looks so good. This got shopped around to a number of studios, and there was a big bidding war over it, so it's highly desirable to distribute it, so I have very high hopes for this. The story follows the aftermath of a night where at 2:17 a.m. exactly, all the children from a school teacher's class disappear without a trace into the night. It stars Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and Alden Ehrenreich, whose side note I'm so glad to see working. I think he's such a talented actor, and I hated seeing the vitriol he copped after Solo. I don't think he was deserving of that. I love that movie. So, that's my list. Let me know what your list is, what you're looking forward to. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are on my list. And if you want to see reviews for all of these movies, I will be reviewing them on my Instagram and my TikTok, and maybe here if I have a lot to say. So find me at Films with Darcy everywhere. Follow me on Letterboxd. I'll be there. Looking forward to hearing from you. I'll see you next time. Bye.